pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Juro fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y en la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
7, 6, 5.
Good morning, Jaguars. Today is April 25th, 2023. My name is Steven Suniga, and I'm here with
Guadalupe Peña, and these are your morning announcements. This Wednesday is Administration Assistance Day. Come out to the JAG Plaza at lunch as our amazing secretaries participate in a fashion relay. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do. Attention seniors, graduation is around the corner. Time to return all textbooks and novels that you have from the past year. Turn them in before fines are required to be paid for graduation.
students. If you still need to turn in your course registration card, please come down to the counseling office and return your card. Congratulations to our Student of the Year recipients and attendance students of the year. These students have exemplified our 6 pillars of character and amazing attendance all year round.
Hi, I'm Noemi Longoria, and I recently had a chance to interview Mr. Esquivel. Here's that interview.
Action.
Hello, my name is Noemi and I'm doing a teacher feature with Mr. E.
Hello, my name is Mr. Esquivel, and I am the ceramics and AP art teacher here at Etrisco Heritage.
So today I'm going to be asking you a few questions, is that alright?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, so I'm going to start off with, what is your favorite project?
So in ceramics, my favorite project to teach is the face unit. So I get to teach them drawing, which is my passion in ceramics, so it's kind of a fun thing for me. And then after they learn how to draw, they make faces out of clay. And as you can see from here, sometimes the students can get really good with them and it looks exactly like the celebrities that they're trying to create. Or sometimes it could be a family member, sometimes it could be themselves. And it's just always been my favorite for how much fun it can be.
Alright, next question. What made you decide to teach ceramics out of everything?
So I actually fell into this job. Ceramics wasn't my first choice. I wanted to do more stuff with drawing, but then a friend of mine was the previous ceramics teacher, and she had basically messaged me on Facebook saying that she was leaving this job and asked me if I wanted to take it over. And because I got to teach AP art as well, I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So it was kind of fell into my lap.
And is it hard, whenever you try to teach something new, is it hard to like teach it, or?
It can be if the students don't try again. Because a lot of times, sometimes the students, once they try, especially on like the wheel, it can be frustrating, especially if you fail the first time, and it can be hard to just tell students to persevere, to try again. Or if a student takes like 3 days and it just falls apart on them, it's really hard to get them to try again. But once students learn that it just takes practice, usually then anyone can learn any aspect of this class.
Alright, if you could change something about your class, what would you think, or what would you feel like you would change?
I feel like every year I try to change up something. You know, sometimes assignments just get stale. I do the same thing every year, that I try to pick something, a couple of assignments that I just switch up, something new, something I've never done before, just because it keeps it interesting for me and for, I guess, students coming in, even though they don't know that it's changed, but for me it feels different.
Yeah, when you first started teaching ceramics or just like starting projects, what were the 3 hardest like challenges that?
Getting students to clean up. It's still an issue to this day. I'd say it's the hardest thing, is to get students used to cleaning up after themselves and cleaning up after they finish. After that, then it's just what I said earlier, learning how to teach students something new that they've never done before, especially with like clay, with the wheel. It can be hard to kind of just get them to step out of their comfort zone and try it and not be afraid to fail. So I know it's only 2, but that's probably the main 2, I would say.
Yeah. If you didn't, I this is like the previous question, but if you didn't teach ceramics, what other subjects would you like to teach?
I definitely wouldn't mind teaching like the art class next door. I taught drawing and painting here for a little bit before I went all ceramics, and I really liked that. That was a lot of fun. And then obviously I teach AP. If I could just teach AP, it'd be my favorite class, but there's not enough students to have a full like 6 AP classes. But yeah, because drawing's, like I said, drawing's my passion. So anything that involves drawing, I would have more fun teaching, just because it's something that I know how to do very, very well. But I've kind of come into my own in ceramics, and now it's become one of my favorite things as well. this is the gas kiln. So I've got an electric one and a gas one. This one's really cool because like flames actually shoot up, and I've got to close it, and it can fire a lot of things at once. But this one I've got to control myself. Whereas this little guy right here is much easier because it's just a couple of buttons, just beep, 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 and I can leave it and it'll fire on its own. But this is how the clay gets turned from clay into ceramics, where it's actually can be used and it won't fall apart on you. Good stuff. Because if you make a piece and it has air bubbles in it, you may not know it, but then you'll go to fire it, and those air bubbles will they'll either crack or explode. Alright, let me get over here. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing you got to do is you want to center the clay to make sure that it is centered on the wheel. Reason being is if you don't, the rest of the piece will just not work out. So you do what's called wheel wedging, which is you're creating a cone and then bracing against your hip, you're centering the clay. All right? So one more time just to make sure we're good. And then you make your hole. I'm going to expand it. And then do what's called a pull, which is now pulling the clay up. Oh man, I'm not centered at all. But yeah, see, I mean, you just keep going until you're happy with it. There you go. Easy. That's the move.
Thank you, Jaguars, for listening, and thank you, Mr. Esquivel, for the interview. Students, in order to keep our campus safe and be sure that we can identify strangers on our campus, administration is requesting that you have your ID easily accessible at all times while you're on campus. You may be stopped by a security admin asked to show your ID. Please be advised that sunglasses are not allowed inside of the buildings. If you have a mask on, you may not be wearing a hood and sunglasses at the same time.
Sophomores and juniors, are you a high-achieving student who is interested in learning more about the legislative process, collaborating with other young leaders from around New Mexico? Apply to participate in Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session. Stop by the Activities Office for more information.
Jags, it is Sexual Awareness Month. Be sure to ask first. No means no. Make sure you are communicating effectively with your partner and respecting each other's boundaries. If you or a friend need to talk to someone, please see our school counselor for support and additional resources.
Finally, Jags, if you are caught on camera damaging any school property, you will be held accountable and will have to pay for the damages you cause. Keep it classy, Jags. These have been your morning announcements with Steven Suniga and
Guadalupe Peña.
here at Trisco, where every day is an aha moment. We are proud to be Jaguars. Let's make it a great day and go Jaguars!